Where were they when you needed them? Targeted individual psychic reading. So yeah, where were they when you needed them? Okay. What this feels like is I'm dealing with a collective who were kind of left out, left out to, hang, basically left high and dry. And now there's been a shift and a turn. People are it feels like something is or is about to be revealed about a situation. It feels like some kind of truth's going to come to light. And it feels like the collective here have been truth speaking all along, and people have decided to ignore it. And now that the truth is out, it's going to have ramifications and effects for those people. And now all of a sudden they want your help. Well, bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Lord of Material Success, right? These people, right, so let's put it into kind of real life terms, right? I should say when I'm doing these readings, they're not, sometimes some of the information's for me, but these are collective. Okay, so let's please remember that. So yeah, let's take, for example, the new wave, right? With what I'm doing there. Now, for me, it's always been a long-term strategy and plan to set it up so it's stable. We know what works, we know what doesn't work, and then at the right time that will get handed over to somebody. Okay, so it's all like kind of ready, set up, and then they can take the vision and the direction in whatever direction they want. But I'm doing the heavy lifting first off to go which venues work, which pubs and clubs work, which people work. Okay, and the sad fact is that there's a lot of people who didn't want to get that on board because they just saw it as you've not proved yourself. You know what I mean? And now that you're starting, now that we're starting to prove ourselves and we're gaining momentum and traction by getting the right people on board, it would be like the downfall of another event company or organizer, and then all of a sudden they want on your events. Where were they when you're doing all the heavy lifting? It's got an air of that to it. Three of Cups in the reverse, Lord of Abundance. Okay, so what this feels like is that this abundant flowing era for these people is coming to an end. So they're coming creeping in. So what this feels like is it's less so people who have been out on the attack for you, more so people who didn't make a choice, people who stood on the other side of the fence, and doing nothing, taking no action is as bad as taking the action, because you're actively not doing something. You're actively allowing some behavior, some situation to play out. Nine of Wands, Lord of Great Strength. They're starting to see your strength. Okay, they're starting to see your strength. Five of Wands in the reverse, Lord of Strife. That's what you've been going through. Okay, and there's going to be some clarity coming. The Moon in the reverse. Okay, so the Moon for me is when some kind of information, some sort of secret comes out, and it's to do with Ten of Pentacles, Lord of Wealth. You're going on to wealth, right? So keep right again. Excuse me. I kind of want to say keep your head straight and true. So what it's got a feel of, it's like I want to sit like more kind of upright and kind of like proud. Because there's going to be a lot of people coming creeping on you. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people coming creeping on you, even some that are going to ask for your forgiveness. Okay, the reason why they're doing this is because you're going into your prosperous era. Nine of Cups, Lord of Material Happiness. Okay, and they can see that, and they want a piece of the pie. Bottom of the deck again, Lord of Strife back again. These people have caused you nothing but strife. For the love of God, don't let them in. Don't let them in. Because the wheel is turning for you, Wheel of Fortune, okay? Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to not so much treat them how they've treated you, but, you're quite within your rights to kind of turn a blind eye. If you're not like confident like me where you can turn around and say, no, actually, where were you? Then don't be afraid just to kind of ignore them. You know what I mean? Because where were they? Where were they when you needed them? Okay. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse position. Lord of Success unfulfilled. Followed up by the Ace of Swords, sorry, Lord of the Root of the Powers of Air. So yeah, what it feels like is that there's been blocks and things going off to stop you from hitting that success. Now, with the Lord of Success unfulfilled, it feels like this collective's had to deal with a lot of stuff where it'll get so far and then the rug gets pulled out from them. Well, the irony of it is, I want to say that this has all happened for a reason. This has happened to allow things to play out the way that they were meant to. So for you, it was a frustration, but there was lessons in that. It had to happen because it's been a test for other people, and it's been about duping them to say, right, do you trust in this person despite things always seeming to fall apart, or do you just kind of see them as a joke? Do you see them as this, that, and the other? Well, you're taking your crown and your sword. You're taking control of the situation. Don't let the wolves back in. They're going to come back in cap in hand. Okay, they should have thought about this. Okay, don't how do I put this? Don't stop them from learning their life lessons. And then I'm seeing like a beggar on the street with like a tin cup shaking it. I'm not saying these people are going to end up on the street, but it's almost that, like, you know, how the mighty fall. The secrets and the lies they have helped to fuel by remaining silent, and staying quiet on the issue, despite knowing it was all folly. They deserve the karma that they are going to get. Okay, don't let them back in. Okay, they had their chance. They've had the time to think and ponder. They've had the time to apologize. They've had the time to truth speak, and they have not done it. They have sat in their own arrogant, self-righteous energy for too long. Once the wheel turns, once the collapse is complete, they will have nowhere to go. Okay, that is on them. Allow them to sit and question and ponder their decisions moving forwards. Okay, they had their chance, they had their time, and now it is over. Okay, it is a collapse of an empire. The collapse of an empire. So I feel like the people at the top of the tower are experiencing the collapse, but as is with any kind of community, you know, that does filter through to the lower rungs, so to speak. Okay, the rise of the righteous, the true, the honest, and the deserving is now here. Okay, and how you will rise. Okay, hold your head up high and place that crown on top of your head. Okay, allow these others to fall. Okay, they've been manipulated, they've been lied to, but they've seen beyond the lies, and they still continue to decide to kind of go along with it, for want of a better phrase. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. If you want a personalised reading, link top of the profile, stand store, get them in, and we'll see what's going on in your situation. Ta-ta.